Tom Pace on the Talk of the Town at the Louisiana Travel Outlook Conference here being held at the Lakehouse at the Villaggio in Bossier City, Louisiana. And the distinguished gentleman I'm sitting next to, General Russel Honore, retired U.S. Army, and everybody knows his credentials. He came in when Katrina had just ravaged New Orleans on the invitation of President Bush, and kind of got it all squared back to square one. And General Honore, what a blessing to have you here.
Well, it's good to be in Shreveport at the convention here, and to have opportunity to talk to the people of Shreveport and Bossier about the Bicentennial, which will occur in 2012.
And that's the whole thing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, of course, Louisiana celebrating their 200th birthday, and this is going to be a year-long celebration, and you, sir, are in charge of the event.
Well, I'm the chairman. We have a great committee of people working on this, and we're getting funding from the people of Louisiana. Our original intent was we could celebrate without getting federal or state money, and we are busy now raising our budget, which is coming from the people of Louisiana. We're getting $50 donations and donations from church groups, and we need those dollars to continue to come in. We're still about $1 million short, but I'm convinced we'll get there.
General Russel Honore, looking at Louisiana as the state, have we gotten short shrift here in the past few years with the issues that we've had? Has the government just kind of looked over us?
Well, I think a long time when you look at the oil revenue, this goes all the way back to Roosevelt and Governor Long in their dispute. And Louisiana has been hosed all those years. We have not gotten our fair share of the oil revenue that other states like Alaska and Wyoming and all those places get. It's basically an unfair situation. I tell people up in Virginia all the time, say, well, you're from the poor state of Louisiana. I said, if we had 500,000 federal jobs in the state of Louisiana, we'd be looking pretty good too, and about 15 military bases and all the government. We wouldn't have an economic issue. But that being said, the key to go with what's given to you has been our natural resources, which produce oil, which produce seafood, which produce great tourist area, and our culture. And we want to optimize that. We want the world to know about it and the great film industry that's been built here. We want to continue to talk about those things that make us competitive in the providing natural resources and little technology parks that we can adapt in to the current world market of being innovative in how we capture those natural resources, do it in a safe way, and provide the resources our nation need to run our cars, trains, and engines.
And we're sitting here right up here in northwest Louisiana, a large part of northern Louisiana throughout the state, the largest natural gas reserve in the United States, and I guess the third largest in the world, the Haynesville Shale.
Absolutely. It is having a significant impact on the economy. And we've got to go with what's been given to us, and that is the natural resources and how we capture those natural resources in a safe and environmentally friendly way, so next generation will be able to continue to enjoy this land in its current state without any concern for environmental issues. And that's what we've got to stay on balance with our industry partners, because we are a significant provider of natural energy to the nation. And people need to be reminded of that. They only need to look back at what happened when Katrina came through and we closed down some refineries. That popped the nation's price of gasoline over $4 a barrel, first time it happened in history. So they need to remember that. We are a source that provides much of the natural resources for this nation.
And again, General Russel Honore with us on the Talk of the Town. We're talking with him about the Bicentennial celebration that's going to be starting in 2012. He's the chairman of the big committee celebrating that, got a lot of folks under him, and talking about what Louisiana means to the rest of the world. Paul Prudhomme, the Café du Monde, you name them, New Orleans, and even up here, as far as Shreveport, Bossier, we celebrate Mardi Gras up here, and a big time.
Yeah, our culture, our food, and our people are unique. It's nowhere else in America you'll find this gumbo of people and cultures that have amassed itself in Louisiana. 200 years ago, when the United States was considering including Louisiana as we know it today inside the Union, one of the considerations was nobody in Louisiana spoke English. It was basically occupied by Frenchmen and Spaniards, primarily the southern part of the state. None of them spoke English. And that was one of the considerations. Then eventually the leaders at the time were able to convince them that we would be a great asset to the United States of America. And at the time, the President of the United States wanted New Orleans. They wanted the Mississippi River, because with the Mississippi River and the tributaries that go up to 37 states in the United States, you could expand the economy of the United States. And that Mississippi River has and continue today. 42% of our exports go through the Mississippi River.
And not only that, you've got the deep water port there out of New Orleans, and here you've got all the oil and the pipelines. And if you don't believe it, just watch what happened when the BP oil spill went down.
Absolutely. Again, a reminder to people the importance of the Gulf and the coastline. The Gulf itself is not accessible without the input, the people, and the skill workers to go out there and make that happen to harvest that oil, as well as the seafood that come out the Gulf. And we must remember, as we sit here in Louisiana, in the tributaries, the Red River and the Atchafalaya, we are the sentinels. We've got to remain on watch. While we make our living there, we've got to make sure that we watch what's going on to make sure we protect our environment. At the same time, harvest this great gift we've been given in our state to provide energy for the rest of the country.